Buenos dias. Hi, Greta. Always on time. Always on time. I walked out of the bedroom into the hallway and my glasses fog up. That's how humid it is. I changed the damp red this week, and one of them is full. This is going to be an expensive season. Wow. One of the damp red in my closet. So if we're not careful with this humidity, we're definitely gonna have mold. Wow. Yeah, because I went to Discover on Monday and got those. Whew, this is insane. That's never happened before. That's the level of humidity we have. Wow, wow, wow. All righty. Whew. Here we are. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's good for your skin and all, but boy, oh, and then that's why I don't I don't care what's going on. I am not going outside and walk in this humidity because the Panamanian ladies do not sweat. And with me, within like 300 feet. So I even thought of going to Merca today to get some mangoes, but just the thought of walking in this humidity, I'm not doing it. So I gotta be sure I take my vitamin D because I'm not getting it from the sun. There's no sun. Woo! All right, let's stretch these ankles. Yes. Mm. It is what it is, right? We gotta make do and adjust. So yesterday I did make it to the gym. Yeah, and when it was about almost 2 o'clock, and there were a couple of people in there, and as soon as I got in, they left. Tell you, people are a little strange in the gym. But hey, so I did 30 minutes on the wasn't the stairmaster. It's this one that goes up and down and then the arm. I like it. Then I did 20 minutes on the treadmill. I didn't run. I didn't feel like it. So I did some strength exercises with the weights, which is what I need. I need that for my chest and my arm. Did a few, they have those big thing, the weight that you do that. I did some of those. And then I did try this stair master, I call it. I did it for 5 minutes and boy, I was sweating, my heart was pumping. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that. Oh, and I did the legs. When you put your legs underneath this thing with the weight, I think I did like 40 pounds. So that was good. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of the legs because I need to trim my legs some more. And I was thinking maybe for my birthday, that's about next month, I think I'll do a pollera. When they do the pollera for you, and then they do the hair thing. I think there is a couple of places you can do it. All right, this is good for the legs, the back of the legs. Yep. All right. Let us give thanks and stretch all the way up to the sky. Thank you, God, for your many blessings. Oh, oh, let me tell you something somebody sent to me yesterday. It is a thing in China that I think it was an Instagram post that they have people that they come up with a doll, a black doll that they mutilate and do all kinds of things. You know, it's like when kids are having therapy and they give them a doll and then they say, "Show me what your parents do," or whatever. These people on social media are taking this doll and just hitting it, doing everything that they want to it. Little black baby doll. And then, I mean, I'm not sharing that because this is not the kind of story that I want to run around social media because, you know, certain things might trigger someone. Uh, and then they're showing some influencers now taking pictures with like a real black African child and just abusing that child. And this is a new sport that some people think it's funny. I'm not going into the detail of it because it was another one that got punched. And I'm saying it's no different than them putting the black people in the cages like at the zoo that they did, you know, that Leopold King put him at the zoo and let people come, touch, hit. Yeah. And this is at the core of what we as people of color have done through centuries. We have no value. We have no value in some people's eyes. And I was like, okay, I am not going to share that. But it's like every day, something every day. All right, so we got to guard our hearts. So I, I don't know. I think I'm going to delete it from my phone. I don't want that reminder. I don't want to keep looking at it. And I usually don't um, watch things like that. And the caption was, "I hope this makes you as angry as it makes me." And then the connection is that China is so prevalent in Africa. And you know, they also have has instances where they show you a a boss, a business owner, you know, how they abuse the locals. They do that. And then they're in somebody's country, right? But then they're abusing. But just short instances where people rebel or they beat up one of them. But again, they're bringing jobs, so people put up with this stuff. The human condition. Oh my gosh. Mankind is so wicked and twisted. And I don't think that's ever going to change, sadly. But they look at the baby and they feel a certain way. And they feel that they have a right to abuse a little baby. And I think that's what they were going to do to you. All right. Oh, let's go down. Woo, that feels good. This is our squat. I wish I could go lower, but I'm not there yet. And let's come up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo. Again. Inhale. Yep, I'm like, that's what you had to send me. Stretch over. Breathe. And stretch over. Breathe. Come to the center. Now turn a little bit. And then stretch. Woo! This is good. With the arms up, you get a nice stretch. The legs and the core. And balance. Let's do the other side. And stretch. Woo! Arms up. Uh, uh. Oh, I like that. Now, right here. And pull, pull, pull your body towards this one. and feel it. Pull. And bend the knees and come up. You gotta watch your back, okay? Really good. Now let's put the legs together and let's sit in it like you're sitting in a chair and bring your arms up. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Woo! 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. Do your legs feel strong yet? Uh-huh. Now stretch them out. Breathe. 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 It's crazy. I had this manicure and they're still looking good. I'm like, they have different nail polishes now that kind of last long. And I'm like, oh, that's good because I'm not doing the gel. I had to cut my nails and put this. And usually when I'm in the dishwasher, it comes off, but not this time. All right. Okay, now let's just stretch the back leg. Stretch it. Now go down, bend the knee, the back knee, and up we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. And then stretch the front leg and go all the way down. Oh, that stretches the back and the hip. So good. Next one. Open the legs and stretch. Move forward. Whew. And up on the toes, the back leg. And then bend. Arms out and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Arms down and stretch the front leg. Keep breathing. All right. Now, straight. Legs are straight. And you may just want to touch the ground with the tip of your fingers. That's okay. This is an exaggerated stretch. Grab the ankle. Breathe. And come up. And all the way up. Inhale. Thank you, God, for another day. Let us make it work. All right. Whew. I think I'm thinking we are just doing stretches. It's addictive. Really is. All right. We did the chair on Wednesday. We don't have to do it today. Right? So we're going to do knee lifts. All right? Looking straight ahead. Let's go. 1, lift it, knees up high. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now sideways. 1, 2. Open the hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yes. Now we're going to come up on the toes. And 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would think this is like not important. It is. 7, 8, 9. Doesn't that stretch your calf? Yeah, the back of your neck, your legs. Very important. I'm sweating already. Are you sweating? That means your muscles are warmed up, ready to go. So this is the best time for you to make the muscles work, right? All right, let's lift the legs front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now sideways. 1, 2, 3, breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Very good. The other side can be lopsided, right? Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is your balance good or are you falling over? You keep doing them sideways. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh yeah, you feel it in the buttocks, don't you? Breathe. Good job. Now, let's turn this way, and we're going to bring the knee and both arms. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are good exercises to strengthen you, your core, your legs. Good morning. Woo. Morning, Crystal and others. MT Thomas, how are you? Good to see you today. All right, let's keep moving. Movement is life. This is my tagline. The more you move consistently, and then this doctor was saying it again, how the immediate benefit of exercise, they measure it in the lab. Doesn't have to be crazy exercise. That oxygenated blood goes to your brain, game changer. With dementia and everything. If you don't exercise for anything else, exercise so you don't have dementia. But this is a no bueno. I mean, I forget people's names, especially the actors. But I think I'm still here, right? I haven't put my shoe in the microwave yet. If you do that, that's a no bueno, okay? The association of things. If you look at something and you're like, what the hell is this? And something that you use every day, that's a no bueno. All right, let's go. And, oh, is it this one? I think I did this one already. Has to be this. Oh, never mind. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. When you can't associate things, you look at something, you don't know what it is. You forget not the name of your grandchildren, but just looking at a picture, it's like, who is that? Oh, we do that. And there's a little test we used to give people. I've given it to my patients. It's like a very simple test, like a little addition. And then we have the clock test. When you give somebody a picture of a clock and you say, can you draw 9:15? I've seen people look at it and could not compute how to draw this little line on the 9. They just couldn't do it. And that's usually, oh no, yeah. So that's why you keep doing things to keep your brain healthy. And then the exercise, the fact that you're working out, you don't have to be doing anything extreme, but they say every single day consistently do something. If you don't exercise on a day with us, go out there for a walk. And in this heat, I'll go to the mall. And if I go to Outbrook Mall and I go a couple of turns, trust me, I got some steps in. I mean, it's not that cool anymore because it's so hot out, but it's better than being outside, right? Okay. Now, don't put your legs out too much. With your feet up, let's come down. Open your arms and just hold your arms up. This one you can do at home by yourself. Just sit in it. It's like you're sitting in a chair and stay and see how long you can hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. This arm was bent. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 1, 2. Do you feel that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. 2, 3, 4. Ouch. Woo. Do you feel that? So this is not extreme exercise, but you feel it. Your heart feels it. If you can get a nice little, increase in your heart rate, nothing crazy, that's good. Because when the heart is worked out itself, it works better. There's a condition called cardiomyopathy where people have enlarged heart. Enlarged? A heart that is enlarged is a no bueno. If you have lung disease, eventually your heart's going to get big. Because if it starts to keep up with everything and it has to overwork itself, that's a no bueno. That's why you do interval. You bring the heart rate up and then you bring it down. It's like this. That's why it's good for the heart. Same thing with the brain. All right? All right, I think we did arm this week. Let's keep doing some squats and then we'll go on the ground. All right? Now, I like squats with the legs open, but I also like squats with the legs together. And come down, make sure you don't have any pain in your legs, right? And then sit. If you can touch the ground, I can't yet, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. 2, 3, 4. That was harder than it looks, right? Okay. Yes. And let's bring it down. Listen. Just understand that it's important to do. And I like to switch it up. You don't want to keep doing the same thing all the time. There's something we call muscle memory. If you do the same exercise all the time, your muscles remember. They're like, oh, we've been doing this. I got this. That's time for you to switch it out. Switch it and do something different. And then the sky's the limit. They have all kinds of videos on YouTube. You can work with people like you're working out with me. But just make it part of your day. Something that you do. Nobody has to tell you how to do it. All right. Let's go down. Arms out. Arms out. And stay up here in the middle. And hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now bring the arms down. Now open your legs. Diagonal. All right? So we're going to stay here, just like we like to do. We're going to do a diagonal over here, and see, the lower you go, the easier it is for you to touch the ground. So it's up to you. All right? 1, 2, tap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Don't get up yet. Whew. My heart is beating up. Now come up a little bit and then go 1, 2, 3. The back of your ankle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. And come up. Ow, 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 ow. Ouch. I felt those. Whew. Yes. Oh, wow. That is good. Whew. Yesterday, I think I worked out with 15 pounds. You know, when you're doing the arms and you're opening the arms, and 15 pounds was a bit challenging for me. Whew. All right, let's go down. You know we have to do our plank. I don't think we ever miss out on our plank. It's important. Now stretch. Bring your leg forward. Woo. That is so good. And stretch. And the other leg. Bring it up. And forward. Stretch the front of that leg, the thigh. Oh, that feels so good. You know, when you work out, you feel alive. I don't know about you. That's how I feel. And for me, doing it in the morning is the best time. Sometimes I say I'm going to do it in the evening, I just don't make it. So knowing me, this is my best time. All right, we do a little plank again, just like we did. And we do 60 seconds, and in the last second, we come up on our toes, right? Okay. Ready, set, go. Low point. Everything is tight. We are holding. 30 seconds. Breathe. 45. Tight. 60 seconds and up on the toes. Those are hard. Woo. 15. Going on 30. Ah. Woo. Oh my God, I barely made it. Wow. It's supposed to be easier. It's not easier. Oh, stretch. And let's come forward and stretch the front. This was hard. Those last 30 seconds. Whew. But I can't embarrass myself on TV. I wanted to quit at 15, but I didn't. Oh man. All right, come up, around the back, round it, and release. Round the back, and release. Whew. Wow, listen. This was crucial. That's why I have to do planks every time I work out, because I'm a work in progress. And you know, you may wake up one day and say, I don't feel like it, or just go for a walk then. You know, some days like yesterday, I was like, I know running on the treadmill is good for me, I feel trimmer, but I was like, I don't feel like it. I didn't. Nobody's the boss of me. I can decide. I can decide to do it and not do it, right? All right. So we're gonna stretch, and then we're gonna do our lifts. You know how we love to do our lifts now. And then we can do some twists, holding our water jug. All right. Let's go down. Ugh. And stretch. If you can stretch your arms out all the way, go ahead and do it. Make sure your hips are down. Bring your back to the ground. That means you're tightening things here. And you know, we haven't done the bladder tightening in the past few days, but you can do it on your own, like right here, and just tight, okay? You can do that. That's very good. So now we're gonna come up. Remember, the first one is always a bit challenging. And if you need to put your ankles down and up, yes, this one is always hard. But once you do it, then the rest of them is easy. So I'm gonna keep my knees bent this time, and then we're gonna go down and up. This is easier. And down, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, breathe, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, 10. Woo! Yes. So now let's stretch the back. Remember, every time you put tension somewhere, make sure you take time to relax it, okay? So next time you want to do it, it's going to be easier. But always stretch. We tighten the abs and our back, and we have to always be careful. I don't think you can hurt your tummy, but your back, definitely, right? Bring your arm over. Oh yeah. Now you're stretching your obliques and the back. So good. And over. Woo. Yes. And in the middle. Oh yes. Breathe. Breathe. Stretch. Stretch. Okay. So now we're going to use the jug to do our twists. Okay? So, whoo, our time's up. Let's just do this one and then stretch. Ready? Bend your knees and you'll put your heel on the ground. Lean back and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Yes. So good. I have sweat all up down my legs. That means I had a good workout. Plus, probably the humidity is helping, right? Let's walk our hands forward and switch the back and the shoulders. Woo. So good. Remember, the goal is not for you to look like Marilyn Monroe, one of those people. Whenever when they have the Met or whatever, you see these women trying to pose for the picture, they're holding their breath. They probably haven't had anything to eat in 2 weeks. It's like, who wants to be doing that? I look at Jennifer Lopez and I'm like, the pressure to look perfect in your 50s, that must be an awesome load to carry. I'm too much of a rebel, and I like my life to be easy, right? We always have something we could work on in our bodies, but then to that level that everybody has to see you. They're taking some pictures of her without her makeup. Some of these women look horrible. Who are you under all that? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No bueno. I don't want it. I don't want it. The money and fame. Some of these people tell you they wish they hadn't gotten all that money. It comes with too much pressure, okay? So don't look at them and envy them. I know you guys know that. But I like my life as it is. Easy and simple. I move on my own beat. I do what I want. I don't expect anything from anybody. And if you say I'm ugly, okay, that's your opinion. I don't think I'm ugly, but if you think I am, that's okay with me. Got nothing to do with me, right? Whatever you say, it's like, okay. Easy does it. This is not easy now because we're not back. So be careful with your knee. All right. Whew. Again, easy does it. Ooh. Yes. Inhale. Thank you, God, for another day, another opportunity to be a blessing to someone. Let us do it and give you glory. Oh, in gratitude. Breathe into it and come back up and Thank you, Lord. All right, ladies. Thank you for joining me. Whew. Oh, Greta, I started working with this web developer. I saw his work. It looks decent. So right now I'm working on the text copy. He said 9 days. He's gonna have the website up. I'm excited about that. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need to get uh, another, what do they call that? A name. And then get an email that has to do with single women retiring abroad. Because whenever you have like a business, when I was in business, it's always better to have a commercial email and not maggieLazar@gmail.com, right? Because apparently it gives you more credibility based on the business gurus. I think I looked at single women retiring abroad. That's kind of long. So I'm going to find kind of variation of it. SWRA.com, we could do that. And then have the email info@swar.com. So that's what I'm working on. Thank you, Miss Thomas. I know 9 days, he said. You know, I'm taking a chance on Fiverr again because I look at some other developers, they're a lot more expensive. And then they're like, so I did an account with Squarespace or something. And they're like, oh, you can do it yourself. You can build it yourself. And I'm like, you mean moi? No. I can't do any of that. You know, plugins and stuff. That's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know my limits. This is not double out. Ah, have a great weekend, everyone. Whew. It is so humid. There's no way I can go to America, Panama today. Mm-mm. I would just melt in a pile of I don't know what. No. There's nothing over there that is worth me going through that much discomfort. I'm gonna go to Reba Smith and buy what they have there. Um, Now, if I want mangoes, there's a little stand outside of my metro station. But you know, they have these prisoners. They haven't caught them yet. Um, Last night I watched the news. They didn't say they caught them. They still have 70 or 72 out in the community. Woo, that's a no bueno. And then yesterday they said they caught one at one of the metro stations via Saita, which is the end of line number 2, going towards um, Colombia. They caught one there. They have their pictures. I can't tell them apart. And if I saw, I couldn't tell you who they are. And at the metro station, they're always checking IDs. They haven't stopped me yet. One of my sisters said they asked her. But the guys always see me there, and I'm behind. They always stop a young man, and the population is really young here in the city. You don't see a lot of old people, some, but not a lot. Kind of like in Africa. I was like, where are the old people? And someone said they're in the interior, but they check IDs. So definitely they would have them in a system because when they take your cedula, they scan it against like a national database. So if you have anything like tickets and infractions, that's how it comes up. And they did that in Rwanda as well. I know in Ghana they would stop you, but I don't know if they check that. But here they always scan it. Um, so I hope they catch him because nobody wants to be walking around and thinking that. That's why, was it Wednesday? They had this football game and I wanted to go. But this is an area I haven't been to, El Cristal. The bus, I've passed that station, but I've never gotten off. And then they were going to have buses to take you there. And the game started like around 8 o'clock. And I'm like, by the time it's finished, what time is it going to be? And moi, being in the middle of the night, trying to get home, no bueno. I said, okay. And this is the kind of thing you have to think about. As an older woman, safety should be right up here. You don't put yourself in situations. Now, after what happened in my area with these two people being beat up and robbed, I'm not in the street at night. We had the party here last Friday, and one of our sisters, she loves to walk. And then I think we were done like around 8 or 9, and she's like, "I'm walking." And all the ladies were like, "No, you get in our Uber, we'll drop you off." She was adamant, "I'm walking, I'm walking." And she has to pass the area where these two people were roughed up and robbed and smashed to the ground. So finally, I had to step in. I'm like, "No, let the sister take you home." So I haven't been over the overpass since these people got robbed over here. So I'm switching my mindset. I switch my route. I think about where I'm going. You see how I have like this long straps, and then I have this thing with my ID, and I put it in my bag so I don't they don't see me carrying a purse. You know. Anyway, and then now you have these prisoners loose in the streets. So we got to be careful and cognizant of what is happening around us. Yeah, yeah. And people say, "Oh, well, where did I go in Africa? I went to Ghana, and then I went to Rwanda, and I've been to South Africa. Only 3 countries out of the 54." So, now with Ebola and everything, I had the 5-year visa for Ghana, and I think it expired this year. I just did not uh, connect with Ghana nor Rwanda. South Africa is beautiful, but this apartheid spirit is still there, and I'm like, mm-mm. It could be beautiful, but I need more than that. I need more than that. And Rwanda scared me. It's beautiful country. My spirit did not resonate there either. So I have to tell you, Panama is the only country outside of the U.S. that I came and I was like, I like how I feel here. I love Peru, and if I were to go, I would go for the food. But I felt very alone in Peru. I love Chile. I'd like to go try it again, maybe in the dry season, maybe in December coming. I do not travel in this crazy rainy, stormy weather. This is something I haven't done. When I travel between December to April. If I have any trips, those are the months that I travel. Um, and in terms of police check, oh my God, those car rides in Ghana, mm, you take your life in your hand. And people talk about it's not the tap tap because the roads are so bad. It's like dunk 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 dunk. These have these little buses. It's sister because in Accra, the roads are paved, but a little bit outside the city center where my Airbnb was, oh my God, you look at the road. I mean, when an Uber came and picked you up, you were so grateful because you knew once they left that paved road, it was that car, the damage to their suspensions and stuff must have been really great. So I was always grateful. Yes, I love Chile. We have a sister here who's been there for a while. She's kind of a nomad. She goes and stays so many months each place. She's in Chile right now. And that I did not like. The roads and the traffic. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm. And then I was gonna go to the slave dungeons. I had a tour, and and again, it was a couple. It looked like they were like boyfriend girlfriend, but it was just me and I think there was another lady. Thank God it wasn't just me again, because you kind of always wondered, these people can go off with you, and so it is scary. It is risky when you go to these countries because you don't know because it's not like they have a double decker bus that you could take and see. I was going to Tema for 3 weeks every day, took an Uber every single day, and it was like a 20-minute ride. The going wasn't bad. Coming back in the afternoon, one Friday night, we were on the road for 3 hours because traffic was so bad. A 20-minute ride, usually. 3 hours. And then, we would have police checkpoints, and people were like, they're not really looking at your license. They just want you to, like, oh, okay. But that ride to that place, Cape Coast, I think, the slave dungeons, and it was a spiritual experience to see where they kept the slaves and the hole in the ground where they had to relieve themselves. And in that general compound, then they had this beautiful house, they say, where the chief or whoever and the priests, they were living large, but then they had this humanity that they kept them in subhuman. Uh, Listen, human beings are horrible people. Sometimes I don't even call them people, because if you're human, but just like I said, they were doing to these little babies, the doll, they don't see you as human. Your dog, you treat your dog better than you treat somebody who is dark skinned. Yes. So they said that this cardinal, or whatever his name was, he gave his okay for them to bring the slaves. The apartheid in Rwanda, there was a priest right in the middle of it. They still hadn't caught him, because I was watching a documentary a little while back. They caught a few people, but that priest had never been caught. A priest, apartheid, yeah, just right, not apartheid, genocide in Rwanda. Think about that. Look at what the Pope did last week, saying he was sorry, and he asked for forgiveness for enabling these things. The church in the US, I mean, people justified. And then these people say, oh, slavery wasn't that bad. There were some owners who were really kind to their people, but still, you were not considered equal to them. Never. I don't think we ever will be. We have to wrap our mind around that. I don't have hope that's ever going to happen. Of course, there are people who, hola, no beginnings. Of course, there are kind people. That's why you can't ever say they, because it's not all of them. But I think they're in the minority, right? There's somebody who could look at me and say, look at her, what is she doing here? She doesn't belong here. They decide, spaces where you belong to. They come and they crush your community and build a lake on it, on your tombstones. Uh-huh. And justify it. What was this guy from the UK who said, oh, if we go to Africa and we help these blackies, they don't know what they're doing. We're doing them a favor. We are seen as unable to manage our own lives, resources. So when they're beating you and they put you in a situation that you can serve them, and then how do you allow somebody you consider subhuman to nurse your baby? How do you decide to sexually brutalize them or whatever and have babies with them? If they're subhuman, why are you going there? It makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. And that's why I said I have to work on here and not allow all this to overwhelm me. Yes, I cry a lot. I do. No, there will be change in scripture. The head will become the tail. Well, that's your belief, sis, and I respect that. But I was hoping that through my lifetime that something would have changed, and it hasn't. I'm talking about in the real world here, not after the rapture and stuff like that. I'm not going spiritual like that. But the things that I see, and it's not today, this has been going on forever, for eternity. That's the way it's been. And that's why I tell people there's nothing new under the sun. It's not those are not my words. But when you look at history, that's always been the same. Slavery, people, brutalizing, and you didn't even have to be of a different skin shade for them to brutalize you. Yeah, that's power. Mankind always feels some kind of way that if they have a little something, they feel they need to subjugate somebody else. When you have countries built on the backs of people, free labor. Hmm? Mm. It's not new. It's always been like that. Yeah. Anyway, so all we have to do is whatever little time we have on this world, just make it count and just let the rest go. This is what we have to do and let it go. Because if you don't, it's going to mess with your mind up here. Yep. Corrupts everything. And then this is the thing, the thirst for power is never abated. How much more money do you need? It's not just about the money. And we used to say separate but equal. No, you're separate, but you're not never going to be equal. They don't want you to be equal. That's why every time you try to create something for yourself, they burn it. They don't want you to have anything. They want you to always be under their feet. That's the madness. You say, who do they think they are? Mm, because there's no way for you to explain how somebody would take children and cut off their hand because they picked something you believe that they had stolen, that you deprive them of. Hmm? And you justify that by saying you're disciplining them? Seriously? I don't get it. They are. And you know what the thing is? I don't believe there is nothing that is beyond these people. And I don't think in my little mind I can even uh, entertain some of the things that they do. In the dark corners of whatever, they create these schemes to come up with things that we don't even fathom. So that's why I have no trust in any institution and the people behind it because they're corrupted. They are never going to look out for people like us, people like me. Never. I mean, they throw you some crumbs sometimes, but that's it. So whenever you're walking around, saying, "Oh, I've accomplished this, sis," check yourself. Because if it wasn't for the grace of God, you would be in those areas, jail or whatever. This politician said he went to one of those places where they're keeping those people that they arrest unjustly, people who have their papers, but still it's not enough because you look a certain way. And the conditions are almost like what I saw in Ghana. You put a bunch of people in one room, some place don't have AC, and then you have like one toilet in the middle of the room with the sink right next to it. If you got to relieve yourself, you got to do it in front of everybody. Uh-huh. And you don't think it's modern day slavery. Okay. Okay. It's crazy. It is unfathomable. The things that are happening, what goes around, it's a circle. It never ends. It just repeats itself. That's it. And then if that Ebola makes its way over here, I don't know. And that's what I always say, don't take your life so seriously because it could get snapped right from under you. Live every minute of every day like if it's your last. Make sure your heart is good. That's all you can do. So you don't get sucked into the abyss, right? So we exercise, we smile, we sing, we cook, but we don't know when the axe is going to fall. But for the sister who says, the scripture says, or whatever, I think faith is something that kind of keeps people standing. Because without faith, we would all dissolve in absolute despair. But that is not a choice. We can't allow ourselves. Despite, that's the thing that kind of gets them so mad. They've been trying to destroy us for so many centuries, and still we rise. The head refuses to die. That's the thing. So make it count. Whatever you have to do, you cannot give in. You cannot give in. You know, they said you could kill my body or whatever, mutilate it, but you can't kill your spirit. No one can do that. And there is that Bonhoeffer. There's a guy during the Second World War where they got him, the Germans got him, he was in jail, and he refused to let his spirit die. Nelson Mandela, you refuse to let them break your spirit. That's how you go about it. That's how you go about it, right? That's all you could do. You have got to have something to hang on to. Otherwise, despair will just destroy you before anything else, right? All right, sisters, we had our little kumbaya moment. I'm thinking, last Saturday we did this thing for the ladies who asked about the mental. We just did a little mental kumbaya here about moving abroad, right? And then there is a couple. You mean in the chat? You just typed something in the chat? I don't see anything in the chat. You just typed something. Huh, I don't see anything in the chat. All right. I said, you're right, Maggie. The direction that they're going in right now is towards slavery. Oh, yeah. Remember, it's what goes around comes around. And remember, we're going to bring it back, the good old days. That's exactly what the goal is. But, we have a few people that are still fighting. And you hold them up. And whatever you need to do, you do it. Because, it's a thing. You go down where you go down fighting. You cannot just give in. Yeah, you go down fighting. Yeah, everything is high. But, there's a couple, I think they call themselves early retirees or something. I always think that their message is like really doom and gloom, talking about that people who move abroad, it's a lie. And then last night, the last video was about there's a cycle for each of these areas, where things are booming, and then, all the expats arrive, and then prices go high, and then they get to the last, I think, what's it called, phase or whatever. And then they're like, I think they said Ecuador is going through it, and then they talk about Mexico. They didn't go about Panama, but what other countries? They said Portugal, Ecuador, Mexico. They didn't say anything about Asian countries, because now the Asian countries are going like a boom, right? But yesterday they said that, is it Thailand that just instituted a requirement that everybody show proof of health insurance before they're allowed, whether it's visitors or you have residency, because they said a lot of foreigners are going to hospitals and not paying their bills. Well, that won't happen here in Panama. In Panama, before you discharge, that thing has to be zero. So they would have to keep you there as a hostage if you don't pay. I think that would be worse. If they keep you, then they're going to, you would get arrested if you found living in your car. Imagine that you can't live in your own car. Oh, when did that start? Mm. And like I said, people go to sleep and dream about how do we squeeze it some more. Yeah, and, it's the plan. They're executing the plan. Yep. Mm, mm, mm. Dark days, dark days, dark days. But again, keep in mind that we've lived through dark days before. So this is not the first time. Kumbaya. Hey, thank you for that. I mean, listen to everything they went through. Yeah, they killed them, they mutilated them, but some of them lived, and that's why we're here, right? So we can do no less. We have people behind us, our kids, our grandkids, right? Yep. All right, ladies, having said that, let's go be good humans, be kind, be helpful, and speak truth and hope in others because some people are really going through it. So, those of us who are still up, let's support and uplift each other. All right? Have a beautiful day. I will see you soon. If not Monday, maybe on Sunday. And tomorrow, I'm thinking I might do something else about co-living. I haven't posted anything there, and I need to post something about how you can vet someone to see if there would be a good fit for you as a co-liver. Um, that kind of fight. I don't mean in the streets or whatever, but in your mind, you have to fight. You got to fight to keep yourself, on the up and up, right? Fighting doesn't only involve going out and protest and all that. You can fight other ways, right? And it starts here. It starts here. All right. Y'all have a good weekend. God bless. Thanks for working out with me. Au revoir. Bye.